Hey everybody, Andrew Douglas from Bryn Mawr Film Institute here, and I've got a film recommendation. It's the 1957 movie A Face in the Crowd, with a screenplay by Bud Schulberg based on his short story, Your Arkansas Traveler, from his 1953 collection, Some Faces in the Crowd. It's directed by Elie Kazan. It stars Andy Griffith, Patricia Neal, Walter Matthau, and Lee Remick, and it marks the film debuts for both Griffith and Remick. It also has a number of interesting cameos, including Walter Winchell, Mike Wallace, Burl Ives, and John Cameron Swayze. You can find this movie almost anywhere you can rent films to stream, including Amazon, Google, iTunes, Vudu, YouTube, and other places. A few reasons why this movie is worth seeing. It is the next collaboration of Schulberg and Kazan after they made On the Waterfront. And while I can't say this movie is an all-time great like Waterfront, it is a fascinating, well-made, and very entertaining film in its own right. And like Waterfront, it has at least one, and I'd argue two, revelatory performances, but more on them later. It also has its share of controversy, albeit not of the political or ideological kind. There is a scandalous relationship between Griffith's character and Remick's character, who is in high school, and the rather lascivious way she is introduced. Also, Griffith's character, Lonesome Rhodes, is based on an amalgamation of a few once popular, and by 1957 notorious media personalities, the most notable of whom is Arthur Godfrey. Also, this movie is one of the first and most potent critiques of television the American film industry ever made. In the 1950s, the film industry hadn't quite realized how good a friend television would be for it, both in terms of being another market or outlet for its films, but also in terms of being a user, purchaser of its production services and facilities. A Face in the Crowd also depicts television as aiding and abetting the worst tendencies of populism and demagoguery. One of the utopian aspects for proponents of television, which was a then relatively new medium, was its ability to facilitate communication with the masses and increase political engagement. This movie definitely shows the darker sides of these promises. Finally, A Face in the Crowd, as I alluded to earlier, has some truly stellar performances. If you've ever only known Andy Griffith as an actor from his self-titled show or from Matlock, you are in for a revelation. Griffith gives a truly ferocious performance in his film debut, and one really can't imagine even Marlon Brando doing anything better or more with the role. Also, Patricia Neal is terrific in this movie. She'd been making movies for nearly a decade by the time A Face in the Crowd came along, and like its director, Kazan, Neal began her career on Broadway and would return to it periodically with great success. I don't know if it's her theater background or Kazan's direction or her innate talent, but Patricia Neal gives a raw, powerful, and timeless performance that seems far more current than most from Hollywood of the 1950s. Both her performance and Griffith's have aged very, very well. In any case, those are some reasons that it's definitely worthwhile to check out A Face in the Crowd from 1957. I hope you do, and I would love to hear what you thought about it. Thank you.